Hi guys, welcome back to our Gavel Estate Planning Intake Workflow series. Today I'm going to walk you through a program called the Gavel Custom CSS Generator. This is not an official Gavel product. It is a service that was developed by Ash Singh, and it is a great tool to customize your workflow if you are on a Gavel Pro or Gavel Scale plan. So let's get started. Get started with the Gavel Custom CSS Generator, you're going to go to gavelcustomcssgenerator.com and create your account and then get into creating a new CSS. This is a great option if you have specific font colors that you use in your logo and you'd like to match your Gavel workflow to those colors and to that style. So your global styles are going to apply to everything, each page, and include things like changing the header, removing it completely, or removing that sign in button. Your background color, currently white, you can change that. And this is where having hex codes is important. If you have hex codes for your logos, then you can match this more clearly to your style. Otherwise, you can use some of the preset colors here. If you don't know the hex codes, but you do have a copy of your logo, there are plenty of resources online where you can take that picture and select the different colors within it and get that hex code. But if you have that hex code, you'll just put them here. And of course, like I said, this is the global styles. It's going to apply to every page. So the link color, that's talking about this save link to continue later. It's the direct color, the hover color, and what the text looks like. So when I hover, it's underlined. If I change this, it no longer shows as underlined. Your navigation styles are going to be your navigation buttons over here on the left hand side. These buttons, these are your navigation, your section titles. So you can change the font and the size. Being able to change the font size is really great, especially if you have elderly clients and you want to be able to increase this so it's bigger so they can see it. That's a very helpful thing. You can change the colors of what the completed ones look like, what the currently in use ones look like, and what the inactive ones look like. You can choose your page heading styles, which is going to be this section. So this is your border. You can change it from solid, dotted, dash. There are all kinds of options that Ash has built out here. You can change the font colors. Your instruction and kickout styles are specific to those instruction blocks in that kickout page. So if you want to change the font of the instruction block or you want to change the color of it, you can make it purple. This is changing the text color of it. Your download page is that last page that's seen here when you get documents at the end of it. You're able to customize these buttons, this back button. You can change it so that that email section goes away, that download section goes away. So if you're outputting directly to a client and you don't want them to be able to have this stuff emailed, you can change that. Your question title styles are going to apply to the question titles specifically of each section. So you can change the colors, the font size, the font family. You can also change the color of the help text. This little button here, you can change the color of the button when you hover over it, and the color of the text displayed. This input styles is going to control the actual color and formatting of the text when you're typing into things or when you're choosing options. So like right now, this is in black. If I wanted to change the text color, I could make it green. You could change the border color of it. So these are now black borders instead of a gray. You can change the border radius and how thick everything is, if it's solid lines. And then here's where you can change that error text, which is this text. You can make it purple. You can make it whatever you need it to be. Your single and multi-select styles are going to control these types of questions and the buttons. It's going to choose the text color in these buttons, the way they look when they're selected, the way they look when they're hovered over, and the border style of these. It's also going to choose this color of the check marks or the little circles. You have a lot of options here when changing these colors. Combo box styles, that's this type of question where you have this drop down arrow and these options. The combo box styles let you choose the font, the border colors. You can select the color of this when you hover over it, the color when you're not hovering. Same thing for these options, and you're able to select the color for the text options as well. Button container styles is really just letting you choose how large buttons are or how much space is between elements outside of buttons. You're able to customize this continue button, so if you don't want it to be blue, if you want it to be purple, you can change that here. You can also change that back button right here. So if you want it to be underlined or if you want it to be a different color when you hover over it or anything of that nature, you can do that here. You can add a border to it if you'd like to. You can add additional spacing. Same for that clear button. There's a clear button style section, so you can update this as well if you want it to be black instead of gray. You have a lot of flexibility with this tool for really customizing your workflow to fit your firm. Your repeating items is going to be changing the buttons here and here. And these, do you want to add more item buttons? So you can change the colors, you can change the background of the delete buttons, the gray divider you can change. If you want to change the add another button, there's a separate section of that for that. And then you can also update your final review page. So you can update this page so that maybe you want this to be a darker color or a different color. You can change these little pencil icons. You can change the color of the pencil when it's not being hovered and the background. You can also change what it looks like when it is being hovered over. You can change the way that repeating items display. If you want every other section to be different colors other than this, you can change that. Same thing with this pencil icon. This delete button is going to be governed by your repeating item delete icon. And then the add another is also going to match what you set in the repeating items. But that's just a brief overview of all the things that you can do within this Gavel Custom CSS Generator. And if you're savvy enough to be able to handwrite some CSS code, he also has included a section at the back where you can update the CSS with custom code that will be tagged on to the end. But then once you've got everything set up the way that you want, you'll just name and deploy that CSS model. And once you've named and deployed that CSS model, it'll show up in your dashboard. So this is the one I've created for our company. If you want to then be able to copy and paste this link into your Gavel workflow, you can choose copy to clipboard. This is also where you'll come if you need to edit it at any point. You can come in here and click edit. You can delete the CSS model, or you could duplicate it. Once you're satisfied with the way that CSS looks, you can copy that link and paste it here in that change style with custom CSS. And then you'll click save. I posted a dark mode version just to show you the way that this will look. You click run, and you can see it changes everything about the way that CSS look, or that Gavel page looks. And that is how you can use the Gavel Custom CSS Generator to help build a custom look for your Gavel intake workflow. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of the video. As always, if you want additional information, you can go to help.gavel.io. And if you'd like to get started with a free trial account with Gavel, you can use this URL here. This is also available as a link on our page. If this video was helpful to you, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.